Hey, this is Dave, by the way, with another Dungeon Guide walkthrough for Cataclysm. This is the Hour of Twilight, and this one takes the longest to get through because of the story that it's telling, so I'm actually speeding up the video to 210%. Why 210%? Because couldn't hit 200 accurately, so 210%. This one starts off. You might want to set somebody in charge of constantly talking to Thrall because he's always needed to start certain events, certain encounters, and he just kind of doesn't pay attention to what's going on. So somebody always has to talk to him to get him to walk with you, starting with the beginning of the dungeon. Talk to him, and the actual encounters will start. Very, very basic in the beginning. Here, there's a little bit of craziness going on because the mobs spawn on either side of you. Usually the ranged DPS and the healer are going to get hit right away because they're usually trailing behind, so the tank has to just be aware of the mob spawning on both sides of the group. If you stand right next to Thrall, it's usually the better spot because they spawn on either side of him, so you can avoid getting attacked right at the beginning. The tank just has to turn around and pay attention to that. And like here, just constantly somebody talk to Thrall to make sure that he is coming along with you. Once you get to this point, this is the first encounter, the first boss, Arcurion, and he is gonna do a big speech and then start attacking. Now, once in a while, Thrall will get frozen. DPS just turn to him, shoot him down a little bit, get him out of the ice block. He does cast what looks like the chains of ice that the Death Knight casts. It can be dispelled and should be, because as you can see, the little white circles on the ground are falling blocks of ice. Just try to avoid those if you can. They do a decent amount of damage, especially if you get caught between two of them, like I almost did right there. Anybody who can dispel the chains of ice, it just helps out. And then towards the end of this encounter, he flips out, sending massive amounts of damage to everybody. Nothing you can do to avoid it, just heal through it and burn him down for the last part of it. Very, very easy boss. Nothing special there. Avoid the white circles. When Thrall gets iced over, make sure you break him out. Right there you can see nobody went back and talked to Thrall, and I happen to be drinking right next to him, so I had to go back and talk to him. And here you just run along this pathway. Usually people mount up, so you can see, whereas if you didn't talk to Thrall, this would be really bad because he'd still be standing back there, someone would have to run all the way back. He's in Ghost Wolf form, which is, what, 40 or 60% run, so you just have to wait for him when everybody mounts up and runs there. You'll see once again, he gets there and he's all tired. Somebody has to go talk to him to tell him to get up and get moving. Now, this area you're walking down into, there's going to be a few mob spawns on either side, and then the second boss, which is Asira Dawnslayer, something like that. But as you can see right there, Thrall throws down a little totem. It is very, very beneficial for the range DPS, and if the tank can pull the guys near it, anybody to be inside of that circle, as it adds 5% health and damage done, and it stacks up to 10 times for a total of 50 and 50. It's only got like a 10-second duration, but as long as you're inside of the circle, it continues to build. So range DPS, definitely be inside that. It'll help you burn down these groups of mobs very, very fast. Once in a while you do have to watch, because there will be like a mob on the outside who just escapes your vision, and Thrall usually runs over and starts attacking him. But you just want to make sure you pay attention to where he is. You'll see right here, one of the mobs jumps to the far left of the screen. The one Thrall's attacking, and he's kind of like out of view. And you just need to pay attention where he is, because if it's happened once to me, but if Thrall does die, the whole instance bugs. I don't know if it got fixed, but it used to, where if he dies, the instance bugs out, and you end up having to restart it, and it's just a big hassle. So just pay attention to what's going on with him. That ice block is dispellable. Something that if it happens to the tank, you definitely want to take care of. And like I said, stay inside of his totem. Now, you're going to meet these mobs. I assume the original intent for this walkway was for the mobs to come running down it, but I've never actually seen them make it to the bottom. Everybody always runs halfway up it, kills them up there, and then you just turn around and come back down. So you can see I'm staying inside that circle. I'm not doing any damage, and I don't need health, so it's not a big deal, but it's ranged. If the tank can keep him down towards that or wherever it is, it helps out with the damage. And he will do it in this boss fight that is coming up. A few more mobs. Mobs to kill before a little bit of story, a bit of talking, and then the second boss will drop. She comes down, jumps on the back of a drake, breaks its neck or something, and then you fight her. Now what she does, her special things are, she throws down a big cloud of smoke, and as long as you are inside the smoke, the healer can't heal, and the DPS who are ranged and outside of it can't target her. So the tank just has to pay attention to that. See, she does something to the drake, and then you pounce on her. The tank just has to remember to pull her out of the smoke. It doesn't. I don't think it does any damage. If it does, it's minimal and not that big of a deal. But I can, in position of the healer, I can't heal the tank or anybody inside the smoke. Another thing she does is anybody who casts, you have a debuff, and every time you cast a spell, she throws a dagger at you. It has like a 1 in 3 chance of silencing you for like 3 seconds. It's not a big deal. I have heard rumors that you can avoid it by putting someone in between you and her if you're the healer. I've never actually been able to get it to hit somebody else instead of me, so I don't exactly believe it, but it's just 3-second silence, no big deal, and it's not every time you cast, it's just a chance that when you cast, you get hit by this dagger. She throws it every time, but it doesn't always do something. Very simple boss. Keep her out of the smoke, move her around, and just pay attention to those silences. Now, Thrall goes over, heals this drake, and he's like, I'm going to be over there, meet me when you get there, because he apparently can't wait the 15 seconds that it's going to take for this group of drakes to get here. And then you just jump on a drake, and they fly you to this big entryway into the bottom of Wormrest Temple. Now here, you're just going to fight your way down into the entryway. Bunch of non-elite mobs that are easy to take down, and then a bunch of group mobs like you'll see right here. The borer, which is attacking me right now, that purple beam, should be the DPS's main focus, and if the tank can get there, take care of him. But the tank should try and grab the 2 bigger guys, and the DPS should focus on the borer, because if the borer's debuff builds up, it does a decent amount of damage. So take that one down first. Once in a while, the big guys will boot the tank so many yards away, and he takes like a debuff which can be dispelled, and I don't even think it does. And he's got it right there, that purple. Goes away relatively quickly and doesn't do much damage. Again, take down the borer first because of that stupid purple beam that looks like a mutated Shadow Priest's attack. And then just take down the mobs. I think you do 3 sets of these mobs, and then the final boss, Archbishop Benedictus, comes out and says, "Come running in here and give me the dragon soul Thrall." Thrall's like, "Yeah, I don't think so." This is the last set. Always the same thing. There's no surprises in these sets of mobs. It just takes a while to get down there and for them to spawn. Same thing. Burn down the borer, burn down the big guys. Once in a while the tank will get booted out of the way, so you just have to, if you're the healer, just try and stay in range of him. Because it's semi-unpredictable where he's going to get hit if he does take that hit. And here comes the final boss. He's like, "Run inside, I'll hold them off." You get inside, you hear a little conversation between him and Thrall, and then you start fighting. What he does is, once in a while he summons this gigantic wave. The first time the wave comes, Thrall throws down a bubble. You can jump inside it. It is very easy to avoid. Just look, it's always going to come where I'm facing now in front of me and come that way. So it's very easy to avoid. He casts an AoE debuff on somebody once in a while. You'll see I actually get it, and the only person who can dispel that is Thrall, and he usually does pretty quick. But if you get it, just try not to stand in the middle of all your party members, because it does do AoE damage. Later in the fight, he summons these. See, I got it right there, and Thrall gets rid of it for me. He summons these 3 orb-like things that shoot down and leave a big. See, there's the first wave. I run into the little circle there that will protect you, or you can just move off to the side and avoid it. These 3 orbs right there, shoots them down. It pushes the person out of the circle that it creates, but then they stay on the ground, so you're going to have to watch out for those. And here comes the second wave, which I wasn't exactly prepared for and got hit by it. I threw a bark skin. It didn't do that much damage. It's not horrible. And then he's dead. And that's everything. But if this was helpful to you, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, let me know. I have a tendency to do a very laid-back form of guide for these dungeons, and I'm hoping that it's a little bit more helpful for people. It's not exactly technical, so it doesn't help the tanks as much, but let me know what you think. Give me some information, some feedback. I appreciate it. I'm Dave, and by the way, and like always, good luck and have fun.